Let's go to Teddy Atlas on all this. Now, Teddy, I figured once they went to mediation that even though it wasn't like binding arbitration, they'd find middle ground and their egos could be stepped aside. And I thought Floyd, has kind of tweaked him a little bit, gotten what he needed, and they could move on with the fight. Doesn't look like that's happening. What's your take on this whole thing, Teddy?
It's pretty simple. I mean, you could go in 1,000 different directions, and you guys went about 500 of them. Good for you. But to me, you just go to this man in the street. You go to the regular person, the blue-collar worker that takes care of his family, that, is willing to put out the money for a pay-per-view fight and see a good fight and allow these people to make the money. Those are the people that count. And if you ask those people, well, they're going to say one thing, and they have said one thing as far as what I've heard. And that is, why would you walk away from $30 million on the table just not to take some blood, just not to take a test? If you're clean, what do you have to hide? Now, in no way am I saying that I think Pacquiao is dirty. In no way am I saying that all the blame goes away from Mayweather in not making this fight. All I'm saying is that is what the regular man, the common man out there, and he has a right to think that and to say that. Why would you not make that fight if you're clean? Now,
Teddy,
sources.
Teddy, let me just say one thing. I bet you if you were training Pacquiao, though, you would only allow yourself to be dictated to so much. What about that?
Listen, neither one of us are doctors, but I can tell you that doctors have stated that taking blood for a test does not weaken you. It does not. Now, psychologically, some people don't like it, but hey, Pacquiao had some tattoos on him, I think I saw, so you can't say he's afraid of needles. I don't think we can go and say that. So, if it's really taking the blood, from what I understand, Mayweather's people were willing to make a concession where it would be 2 weeks away, where he would have enough time, if that was really the fear, that it seems like that could have been overcome. Look, my thing that I can add to this, again, from sources that told me, they said that people in the Pacquiao camp sent a couple of emails to the Mayweather camp a few weeks ago, about 2-3 weeks ago. And the first email was, what would the penalty be if our guy tested positive? The second email was, if he did test positive, could we keep this a secret for the benefit of boxing? Now, again, I don't know, other than my source, who I trust, told me that he saw those emails. Now, I also know that Tim Smith, the columnist from the Daily News, reported on the same thing I just said. Now, if that's true, again, that doesn't prove anything definitively, but you just wonder why those questions were being asked.
Okay, there is a lawsuit in the works from Pacquiao. Hours after that statement, Floyd Mayweather fired out his own statement. Here's his statement. Throughout this whole process, I've remained patient, but at this point, I am thoroughly disgusted that Pacquiao and his representatives are trying to blame me for the fight not happening when clearly the blame is on them. First and foremost, not only do I want to fight Manny Pacquiao, I want to whip his punk ass. He goes on to say things about the blood testing, and he finishes off by saying Manny needs to stop making excuses, step up, and fight.